Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ray Starting with the Basics. Today we're going to go over replacing a wall plug. I got the old one right here on the wall, as you can see. The bottom part of this plug is actually pretty well torn out, and that's an old style. We don't want that one in there anymore, so let's get that one out and get this new one in. Now to do that I'm going to need some basic tools. I'm going to need a Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to need a flathead or standard. I have a pair of cutters. I have a pair of pliers. I have my electrical tester, like you saw me use over there with the light switch. I have my electrical plug tester. It's got some lights on the back side here. We'll go into that a little bit deeper later. And I also have my razor blade or X-Acto knife so I can cut those wires off. Now again, if you're doing any of this replacement stuff at home, especially if it's electrical work, you are doing that at your own risk. I do not take any responsibility for you trying this on your own. Main reason, of course, is because, again, you can get yourself electrocuted, you could burn your house down, you could do all kinds of things. Electricity can be interesting. If you don't know what you're doing, do a little bit of research. So here we're going to plug this bad boy in. Alright, so as you can see by these two lights right here, that this particular model, that means that we have a good connection or on the wall plug, which means it will be operating correctly. However, I don't like the way that the bottom of that wall plug looks. That's the reason I'm replacing it today. So go ahead and stay tuned for the rest of this episode. We're going to get going. I'm going to go turn my electricity off over at my circuit panel over there. If you don't know what that is, check out the other one where I replaced the light switch. That'll give you an idea. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I clearly turned off my actual power to this. So I can unplug that now. Now let's go ahead and pull this away from the wall. Okay. Wow. Well, as you can clearly see, you should not be able to pull a wall plug apart like that. I'm definitely glad I took this one off. I can only imagine the problems I would have had. Yeah. Let's see if I, yeah, no, we got a net shot. Okay. Well, that's what you don't want to see. Let's double check our power here. No power, no power, no power, no power, and the white one. No power. All right. Well, let's get that off of there, shall we? Got the top one. The bottom one. And then the other two here. So I got my grounding wire that's here. I have extra screws on the inside here that I should not have. There you go. I got another one in there. I need to get that out of there. There's the other screw. And let's make sure there's no other interesting things down there. All right. The rest of the box looks like it's all right. Okay. So, here's the front piece. Let's hold that up along with this up on the side here. So you can kind of see how all this works on the inside. So you got your wall plug here, that's your face. This is the main box. The copper comes in from the back to the side, which you can kind of see right here. It's got a plate or a contact on one side for neutral. It's got a plate and a contact that fell out, as you heard. That's on the other side for your hot side, for your black wires. And of course you have your grounding component, which is right here. So that's what the inside of it actually looks like. There's a couple of screws in the back side, one here and one here, that actually fit into the faceplate that hold everything together. That's the way it's supposed to go together. So, again, that's why I'm going through and checking all of my wall plugs, because I find interesting things like that. As well as sometimes I found the black wire here and the white wire here on the same hole or position of my plug, and then the exact same on the opposite side. I have my black wire here, my white wire here on the other side. Well, I don't like that because that's not the way that they're actually designed. Electrically speaking, you could probably get away with that, but I don't recommend it. I've never seen wall plugs actually put in like that, and I've never installed a wall plug that way, and I won't ever install a wall plug that way. All right, so here's our new switch, all in one piece. As you can clearly see, grounding post here. Take a look at the back. I got my hot side, so this is where my black wires will go. And I have my neutral side, so this is where the white wires will go. All right, let's get them cut up. All right, so there you have it. You can see clearly all four of these wires now are exposed. So let's go ahead and round them off. If you want a better detailed information on how to do that, again, check out that light switch video. Okay, those four are curled up. Let's go ahead and get the new plug attached. Again, I'll verify. This is my hot side. That way I put the black wires to the correct side. Alright, so I'm going to pause right there. You can see that when I was putting this one in and I tightened it down, that my cable or my wire here popped out when I actually tightened it, right? That's not a good connection, so I stop, I pull it apart, I'll take it, turn it over, slide it back on the other side so it's underneath. Tighten it down again. Just like that. Okay, so as you can see, I went ahead and I adjusted that particular wire, flipped it over, attached it back in. Now it's good and snug. It's not going anywhere. Let's move on to the last two. Alright, so that's how easy it is to go ahead and replace a wall switch. Not a wall switch, sorry, a wall plug. So we went ahead and got our 2 hot wires on the one side. We got our 2 neutral wires on the other side. Those are our white ones. We got our grounding wire, which is down here to the screen nut on the bottom. So now we're going to go ahead and kind of snake this back in here a little bit. There we go. Alright, so I had a problem trying to push that one back in. As you saw, I was struggling with it. So I looked at my wires, found out which one was causing the issue, so that way I can get it lined back up. Push that in. Tighten it down a little bit. There we go. And we'll tighten the other one a little bit more because we tightened that one a bit. Now, I don't want to tighten this all the way in case I have to pull this back apart. That's what this tester has for me here. So let me hold this up over here. On the bottom, we got the 2 on the bottom here that are 2 yellows, which are these 2. That tells me that it's correct. If I have a red and a white, or a red and a yellow that are these 2, that means I have a hot neutral, which isn't good. That means one of the white wires is hot. If I have a red and a yellow in this configuration, which are the outside 2 here, that means I have a hot ground. It's reversed, which that is not good. If all 3 of them are completely unilluminated, that means that the entire switch is hot. That's really not good. If one light all the way to the right, that's an open neutral, and one in the center, that's an open ground. So it literally walks it all through for you. So if you see this, you know you did it right. Plug that thing back in. Let's go turn our breaker back on. All right, we're back, so let's take a closer look. As you can see here, our 2 yellow lights are on, the red light is not illuminated, so that wall plug is good to go. Well, let's tighten her up and put on the faceplate. Now let's plug our washer back in. There you go. So we went ahead and replaced that wall plug here. Showed you how to do that. Again, if you do this at your own risk. I don't take any responsibility or anything like that for the repairs and improvements that you do on your house. They're not that difficult, but make sure you slow down and pay attention to what you're doing so you don't run into problems. If you don't know, ask. That's going to do it for this episode of Ray's Starting with the Basics. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below and tune in next week for the next episode. Bye-bye.